agenda, so I'll officially call this meeting to order. And if y'all will stand and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, well, it's time for our roll call to be sure that we have a quorum and all of our city council members and treasurer reporter are here, so we have a more than a quorum, unanimous grouping. Next is approving the minutes from our last meeting. And so each of the council members have had copies of that to look at. So if there's any questions, additions?
I have a copy for you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to look at it, it can be made available. And so I had a motion to accept the minutes from the last council meeting.
I move. Second.
Okay, any other discussion? Questions? All those in favor of accepting the minutes, raise your right hand, please. Okay, unanimous.
You don't know anything about them.
Okay. The next thing we want to do is a presentation. I had asked local Senator Clark to attend. We would like to say thank you. You know, we talked a couple of times about what a quandary we were going to be in with not being able to receive funding till the end of this calendar year. But Representative Womack and Senator Clark were able to work to get a bill through the legislature that changed the way that the population is certified, which is the situation we were in. We've been using GIS data that could not be used once we were actually, the city had to rely on U.S. Census Bureau. They were not going to be able to get us numbers till about in October, and so we were in a little bit of a quandary. We actually now have money coming into our account, and so we're looking at that now to do some things we want to do. So, Senator Clark, can you come up, please? Let me read the resolution, but I have to put my glasses on. I got it. Anyway, the resolution is 2025-006, a resolution expressing appreciation to our elected state officials, Womack and Clark. Whereas the city of Diamond Head was incorporated on March 1st, 2024, and whereas city officials were elected in the November 2024 general election and began setting up the city, and whereas the combination of Arkansas law and the U.S. Census Bureau schedule meant no state funds would be available to the city of Diamond Head for a year, and whereas Arkansas State Representative Richard Womack and Arkansas State Senator Alan Clark recognized the need to change the law on how Arkansas defines the official population of new municipalities, and whereas Representative Womack and Senator Clark co-sponsored House Bill 1522 and ensured it passed the Arkansas House and the Senate, and whereas this resulted in the city of Diamond Head obtaining funding many months earlier, allowing services to begin for residents. Now be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Diamond Head, Arkansas, that the City of Diamond Head expresses its appreciation to Arkansas State Representative Richard Womack and Arkansas State Senator Alan Clark for their dedication and focused efforts to support our city and future new cities in the state of Arkansas, passed and approved by the City Council of Diamond Head, Arkansas on this date of April 17, 2025, approved by myself as the mayor and John Barnhart as the recorder treasurer. So we'd like to present this to you and again say thanks for all the help and everything, because this is a big plus for us not having to wait.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all for having me, and thank you for asking for help and always amazes me, in the legislature, things that you think will be really hard sometimes end up being easy. And sometimes things that you think will be really easy end up being hard. And this was one of those that should have been really easy, and ended up having to do a number of things. We didn't get it done until the last week. And I thought several times in between, that's because it went through the revenue and tax, and we don't do anything in revenue and tax on the Senate side until we know exactly where the budget is. And so they hold all those bills. Well, this bill didn't have any tax impact, but we had a hard time getting that through DFA's heads and getting a clearance on it. We thought we could get it done weeks earlier, but we finally got it done, and I'm glad to be able to help. And I've got cards with my cell phone number if any of you need to contact me about anything. I specialize in child welfare, but you never know when somebody's grandkids get caught in the system and not expecting it, and education, working for Arkansas families, and just congratulations for being our newest, right? Our newest municipality in the state. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Okay, next on our list is the time for public comments, which are submitted ahead of time, and we have received none, so we will not have anything to add there. So next would be financial report from Recorder Treasurer John Barnhart. So whatever you want to address there, John.
Well, as Ralph stated, we've finally started to receive rollback funds from the state. And at the present time, we have approximately, as of today, the statement I have here is as the end of April. But as of today, we have roughly 32,000 in our general fund and about close to 7,000 in our roads fund. Now, there will be additional distributions coming up this next week. We're still trying to get a grasp on what we can expect on a monthly basis. So that's about the best I can tell you right now. So, thank you much. Yeah, that's one other thing too. Anybody that wants a copy of this, we do have some extra copies up here. It's basically just a check register order at this point. So, very little, but we have expense as far as.
Okay, thanks, John. And you know, obviously, we're really learning. John has been working with a lady at the state treasurer's office that deals with this, and because there's lots of little things that come in, and so the money just, so he's trying to work with them to understand, you know, what those are for, and so we know where they're coming from, what they're for, and what. You know, like I said, once we get a full total month of input, then we'll be able to look at it and see, have an expectation. Won't be the same every month, but generally should be. And then we'll be able to see what we can expect and how to formulate our budget, because the budget we had before, we were just working on donations. So, anyway, so thanks, John. Okay, the next thing too, we have committee reports, and we have the special committees. Everybody is aware. So one of the first things we wanted to do, we were able to incorporate the Diamond Head area, but only on the Garland County side. So the Hot Springs County side, those folks were waiting to be annexed, and so there's a process for that. And so we asked Benny Prince to lead that effort, and her team have been interfacing with the state offices, the GIS, and others, election commissions and stuff. And so she's going to give us an update now on where that annexation process is and what things we're going to have to do to get it in place and work toward that in the November election.
I'm going to make you all turn to the back. And can you hear me? All right. I sent to our council and our mayor the report that I'm going to share with you. I also sent him what I call the three options of annexation lots and so forth. But it'll give you a visual idea of working with the Arkansas GIS, what they are recommending for us to do. I'd like to acknowledge the committee. We have Monica Wybest serves on the committee, and then we have Kendra Rossner, and we've had our second meeting, but we've had several meetings with the Hot Springs County Clerks, and then Garland County Clerk's Office, and then we've had meetings with the Hot Springs Election Committee, and we've had visits with the Garland County Election Commission. So the update, the first time we met, and this is review, is we found out there's about 10 different statutes about annexation. And then we found out recently that there's an Act 405 that has changed how the elections take place for special elections. So just about every turn that we think we've just about got everything lined up in the timelines, and we find that there's a new law that was just passed or signed and now in effect. So, one of the statutes that we had to overcome was that the U.S. Census report showed that the Diamond Head, Garland County side, I should back up, the statute says that if a city is less than 1,000 people, you can only annex 1/10 the size of the city acreage. Folks, that's not very much. And our population, since we got the act passed to start receiving money, has Diamond Head listed as 941. Many of you know I was on the incorporation team, and the U.S. Census showed us about 1,200 folks, which would have put us over to where we could have annexed the entire Hot Springs County side in one whack. So, we're short. We cannot annex all of the Hot Springs County side all in one whack. We can only annex 1/10. We met with Jonathan Duran of the Arkansas GIS, and we told them that we were really looking at trying to annex on the Hot Springs County side the most populous area. Now, why do you think we would want to annex the most populous population? That would shoot us up to over 1,000, and then the next election cycle, we can annex the entire area. But because you're there, I want to show you the 3 options that were given to us and explain the summary chart that the Arkansas GIS gave us. The board, y'all have a copy of the maps. So if y'all want to stand up and kind of look, and I'll kind of show you on the big map